What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Dope Check, episode 62, live from CDL Dallas DreamHack. Listen, we got the final going on in the background.
We do.
We thought we'd do something a little bit different right now. We're going to talk about what's been going on over the weekend whilst the final's going on. So when the final ends, which is either after this map or another map, 2 more maps maximum, 1 map minimum, we'll get to talking about it. I'm here with my boy Donnie Temp.
Yes.
Tactical Rab. It's an absolute goddamn pleasure to be back here right now. So let's go over some stuff.
Trei kicked the intro. Yeah, let me just let you guys know real quick. After this match ends and the broadcast goes off, we have 30 minutes until our internet gets switched off and we have to leave the venue. So that's why we're running this now, so you guys get a nice little show. But Don, how's it going? It's been a pleasure to have you here all weekend. I mean, look, what a weekend. We're going to talk about it. CDL Dallas here at DreamHack. It's like an old school event again.
Yep.
It's like Anaheim. We've got this massive venue. Obviously, the boys set us up with everything. They helped us out so much with the setup this weekend. We got the other watch parties next to us, but they ain't running a live show.
They ain't got it like that.
Yeah, do it like that.
They ain't got it like that.
Yeah, what's good, Don?
What's good, man? What's good? I'm chilling, man. This event's been good. The watch party's been good. Watch party's been great. Got a whole bunch of different guests. Yep. The match has been good. We got some physicality going.
Hell yeah, we do.
You know what I'm saying? Scrappy's grabbing people up, yanking them up like he's brawly or something. And it's been, bro, we've had drinks flowing. It's been
We've had
great.
drinks flowing.
Yeah,
Listen,
we've had drinks flowing.
I had
It's been great, man.
Hey, I had a top 5 generational Waz earlier on.
I mean, I called mine a top 10, but like...
Top 5, listen.
Mine yesterday might have been top 5.
I stood up, I sat there.
Map 6.
It went, and I had to tilt my head up.
Yeah, it was absolutely unbelievable scenes. But yeah, it's cool to be back at a DreamHack. Like, do you guys think we're going to be having more of these?
Oh, yeah.
I hope we
events?
do.
Yeah.
At least once a year.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. I hope we do.
There's so much other things going on in the venue. I know many people, especially like fans and stuff, would probably say this is one of the best events they've been to. Adam Apicella and the boys have killed it as always. So, you know, that's what it's all about. But yeah, we got the final live in the background. A couple of things to get into. I mean, there was obviously a bit of drama the other day. We're going to talk about this. The Scrappy, the Super, the Envoy, all the beef that we've been seeing on the main stage. Obviously, he came through Super with the, he came through with the middle fingers. He went to Scrap. He made it clear what he thought about it. And then they had the back and forth. I mean, look, I know chat, everyone's got their opinion. Who was in the wrong, who was in the right. Look, I got my take. I think Super was a bit over the line. I think I'd have done what Scrappy did, personally. Yep. But at the end of the day, this is what we want to see because it's been a long time since we've seen any sort of physicality on the main stage.
Yep. And
we got some this weekend. So, I mean, look, they didn't end up in the grand finals together, but it was still pretty damn good. Oh, my God. I just popped a crazy 3-piece.
He just got a 4-piece.
4-piece well started the whole team. That is absolutely absurd, dude. We're going to have a quick little tune in here real quick as this is happening live. Part of the live show right now because Hydra just pops the most insane 4-piece ever. They might be about to close out this grand finals. Thieves just took the round 1.
I mean, listen.
That was a quick offense.
Hell yeah. Thoughts quickly on the on this drama before we get back to the grand finals. He's about to win.
Listen.
Okay.
Super got very excited. Fucking, he smashed his fist.
Yeah.
You know, like he was just excited, bro. There was nothing to it. They played again, and there was no like beef. It was just he hit Scrap's fist pretty hard, and then that was it. And then they played each other again. They chirped a little bit, but like there was no like physicality after that. You know, it was just like
Envoy hit his shit pretty hard.
I would have fucking knocked him out. But like, yeah, listen, I heard after everything, Super did apologize. Yeah. And, apparently he looked upset. He was like, shit, I didn't even do that. But it's whatever, man. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, my thoughts are it's not like that deep, It's not the end of the world. I don't think Super did anything super wrong. No pun intended. But I think Scrappy reacted how he should have reacted, and
I mean,
stuff happens in the moment, man.
With Vickle, was it? Like
yeah,
Vickle.
Yeah, and in MW2, Vickle, they clutched up versus us game 5, and Vickle fist bumped my hand pretty hard, and I immediately just caught him in the moment. I'm just like, bro, you can't do that. And he immediately was like, oh, like he didn't even realize that he did it. And then he was just like, oh, you're right. Like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. It's not, just don't make it physical. Don't
What's
make
it
it.
with the Spaniards, man?
Yeah, they're just a little hype, you know.
Yeah,
a little too
exactly.
Yeah,
hype.
they got passion. Like, it's
They got
cool.
passion, a little too hype. It still doesn't make it cool to be physical. And if you get physical one way, you
You got to expect like repercussion.
yeah,
Yeah.
some sort of repercussion.
Big thanks to Prize Picks as well for supporting today's show. If you guys want to get involved for the big tournaments that are still upcoming in the season, use code Breaking Point, link in the description box below. Claim $50 in your first $5 pick. We've been winning some serious bread this weekend,
Yeah, we have.
inside and outside of the Prize Picks battalions. Yeah, it's all been going on. Look, we've got the grand finals currently in a way. These are clearly the two best teams in the game right now. Obviously, we're going to get into some of the other teams that fell short on the weekends because there were some big surprises. We had Surge get bopped out top 12.
Yep.
We had Toronto get bopped out top 6, not even make it very deep at all with their run. Obviously, we'll get into OpTic in a little bit, but you know, these two teams, whoever goes on to win this map and series, they've been in all, like, one of these two teams has won every event this year.
Yeah.
And as it stands, it looks pretty likely that it's going to be the same story at the World Championship too. Like, we've never really seen that. A year just dominated by two teams. And I know we talked about it a few minutes ago, but whether anyone else is really close to these guys. Because OpTic got close, Heretics got close, I mean, Heretics obviously beat Thieves, not down to losers. But it feels like over a long series, both of these two teams are just still like a level ahead.
Yeah,
No one's close to these teams though. Like they might beat them in a little winners bracket, or like, you know, Boston might, you know, when they knock them out or whatever like that. Like, but realistically, when it comes down to it, there's no team as good as these two.
Yeah.
Surge, yeah, they made grand finals, but they got bopped,
Yeah.
0-4. There's no team in the league right now that is as good as these two, and you know, like I said, yeah, a team could just beat them at an event, whatever like that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking consistency, like, you know, Boston playing LA Thieves and knocking them out, all right. You play that match 100 times, they're gonna lose one of them,
Yeah.
and that's the one they lost.
Yep. That was well said. I mean, bro, even this event, like, to be honest, if Scrappy doesn't call in, maybe we'll like talk about that more. If he doesn't call in a chopper gunner, Heretics might have played OpTic and lost. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. I mean, this could still go too.
of course, these two teams are the best teams by far, and obviously they're not invincible. That's basically what we said. They're not invincible, but they're 9 times out of 10 they're gonna beat every other team.
That's certainly how it seems in the play. This round's about to conclude. 2 versus 1. Selim in a 1v2 and he can't win it. Well, there we go. Thieves edge ever closer to winning the grand finals. If they do go on to win this, who do you think should be the MVP of the tournament as it stands? Dan, have a good time.
Listen, I'm gonna go for Scrap or Envoy.
I'm gonna go on Scrap. I think Scrap should win MVP for the year.
Yeah,
personally.
I've been in the same opinion. I'm leaning Scrap's way as well. I wanted them to win this, but I mean, look, Hydra's having a generational map here right now. But yeah, FaZe and Thieves, they've done it all year long. They continue to do it. I don't know. I mean, the point we were having with Vivid a second ago was like, whoever goes to the World Championship, I don't know if anyone else can beat these guys in 9 maps.
No.
Like, the map
You get-
pool of OpTic.
You get 1 VO, or like
Exactly,
2
yeah.
maybe. You know, I
It's
don't know
like
how
to
it
beat
works,
them
but like
across a best of 9, because obviously one of these teams at least is going to be in grand finals at
they're
Champs.
just so well rounded.
Possibly both. Yeah, and FaZe have turned up their respawn again this event. I mean, like, it was only a matter of time until their hardpoint phase got a bit better. You know, they've figured it out this event. They've won some big hardpoints and big moments. I think some of their other game modes have suffered a little bit, and we know that Thieves are just deadly in control. But earlier in the series, they went up 2-0 in a control, and they got reverse swept in that one on the protocol. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's over just yet. But look, some comments on Surge. They came into the weekend expected to maybe make a run again back to the grand finals. They got bopped out. They obviously lost to Thieves in the first round. Got slammed by them. Nothing wrong with that necessarily. It's Thieves. But also, then they lost to Falcons, which is obviously like an absolute shambles.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where Surge go from next from here. Maybe it was just they were in for a bad event at some point. Rambo
mean-
was talking about it.
I spoke to Byron, you know, Nasty. He said they would just do, and they're glad that it's this event. Now, you know, I said to him, you know, like you're bound to have a bad event,
Yep.
but like top 12 and losing to one of the worst teams in the league is like out of order.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
bad.
But I'm excited to see where they come, how they come for champs. Because like I said, they have got second, but it's not like they're a godlike team. Because in finals they can't win a map anyway. So, you know, I think they're, I think like me and you said the other day, Don, like, they're a good team as a core.
Yep.
But when they need someone to when they need someone to turn up and carry them, they don't have someone.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, I think players like 04 are just like a little
I think
bit
this might
too
be over.
volatile, and it could could well be the Championship Sunday Grand Finals goes the way of LA Thieves, and all my predictions were absolutely true. But it's not over yet. I think the other thing with FaZe as well, they never go down easy, bro. It doesn't matter what the case is, they never go down easy. And I think they're even better at now than they used to be.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you, man, FaZe, they don't get bowled over anymore. Like, mentally, they're a much more resilient team now than they used to be. Even when they would lose all the finals, they would very rarely get bodied.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you know, they're winning more finals, but they're still so difficult to beat. Like, even that, you probably think Thieves are going to win it. And look
We
at
should also talk about the teams that didn't make it to champs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But like when I say that, I mean, listen, I'll give them their brief outro.
Okay.
C9, gone.
Gone,
Rocker,
goodbye.
gone. LAG, gone.
Falcons.
Gone.
Falcons gone for sure.
Done and dusted. Right, there's your
sure.
there's your 4
There you
teams that
go.
did make it champs. Congratulations to
Cloud9 was pretty embarrassing there.
yeah, for sure. Congratulations to 8 teams that did make it to champs. LA Thieves, FaZe, Boston, OpTic,
Yeah.
Heretics,
They got through.
Ravens. Who's the other one? I missed one.
FaZe?
Heretics?
No,
Did you say that?
I don't know. You guys will figure it out.
Yeah.
Use the
Oh, this is going to be it, I think. Number 2, number 4, they got to contest. Josie gets the 1.
That's your
And that's it, GG. So Los Angeles Thieves are your champions of CBL Major 4 here at DreamHack Dallas. Obviously, you guys already knew that by the time you're watching this show, but
Yeah.
it's happened live on the main stage behind us.
Live
We've got
on the
full
show,
camera
by the
effect.
way.
That's actually
Live
fire.
on the
That's
show,
even
bro.
fire.
It don't get better than that.
Hell yeah.
It
Look at that
don't.
little full screen for the
It
boys
don't.
in the background. And the crowd are loving it, you know? Like, this is what it's about. At the end of the day, FaZe, not the most well-liked team in the world. They're the villains of the scene. LA Thieves, my
don't get better.
champions that I predicted before the tournament. They get the... Oh, shit, I should have gone full screen. What did we see on the... any fist bumps? Any fist bumps? I don't know if we saw any fist
Oh,
bumps.
they look
there.
like they adapt all. I don't
Nah,
know.
there's no way they did. There's no way they did.
Probably not
Someone
Scrappy
in the
Drives,
chat
but
can let us
everybody
know.
else.
So there you go. 4 events on the year. The first 2 go to FaZe. The last 2 go to Thieves. And they're the champions. Best team in the game right now. The favorites going into the World Championship. Like, I've said it for a while. They play the best cards when they're on point. I think sometimes they're a bit more vulnerable than some of the other teams. But look, this is the super team for a reason. Scrap and Hydra on the same team is a joke. And FaZe just didn't have enough for them today. Again, it's the control. I mean, Thieves could have won this series more convincingly, right?
That
They
is
get reverse
2
flipped in the first control.
That is 2 chips for FaZe,
Yeah.
2 chips for LA Thieves.
And champs to OpTic, baby. Run it up. Green wall. But I also think this is more impressive, right?
What the hell?
What's this clown doing, man?
Hey, I'm waiting for that little guy to come on and box up Scrap.
yeah, it's about to happen. Yeah,
All right,
we
well,
had a guy
listen,
come
you
back to
know,
us on the show.
Listen, we've got to talk about how good this team is.
Yeah.
They look flawless online. FaZe don't look flawless online. I think that's the
Right.
big difference.
Right.
You know, Heretics came in 5-0,
Yeah.
but I never had Heretics winning the event.
No.
Yeah.
These 2 teams right here, FaZe and LA Thieves, are by far, they're just upper echelon.
Yep.
Yep.
There's not a team in the league close to them. Heretics can beat them, but they won't knock them out.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
No, I agree. I mean, this LA Thieves roster, I find it more impressive. I don't know what you guys think about this, but like at the start of the year, the game's relatively new. It's relatively fresh. I wouldn't say anyone can win, but like, in my opinion, it's more impressive winning now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
Thieves winning the last 2 events of the season rather than the first 2 is a more impressive accomplishment. Obviously, what really matters is what happened to the World Championship.
Right.
But yeah, Envoy deserves a lot of credit, I think, for this weekend too.
Yep.
Like he was lights out.
I
He
wanna
was really clutch.
I wanna say, like, you know, I spoke to his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
You know, Envoy's been through a lot of things in terms of like last year too, when he had that really bad stint. And
Yeah, the .7.
she was telling me that, like, you know, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He didn't know how he could solve it. Like, he tried everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got told some stuff that did help him out, which I ain't gonna, you know. Like
we ain't
it was like it was some cool shit that I heard. You know, he takes care of himself. He gets hand massages. You know, he really does like really take care of himself.
Okay.
And like I said, I said it on the show this week. I think Envoy has been their best player this year in terms of most consistent play-wise. That helps out the rest of the team.
I think in terms of compared to like their ceiling as a player, I think that's a good argument actually. Like I think
Hydra and Scrap, they're going to be the best players on the team, any team they join.
Yeah.
But how does anyone make those plays that they make? Guess what? Envoy's there fucking pushing through. And let's not forget Ghosty. Ghosty's been phenomenal at S&D this weekend.
No, he really has.
Has been phenomenal at S&D.
He's had the occasional 3 and 14 map start, but...
Yeah, but like he's doing in S&D, he's been doing it, and I enjoy it.
Scrappy, you want MVP again? Yep. Scrap was MVP again. He's the MVP for the season, bro. You got 2 MVPs?
I think he has to be the MVP.
Yeah, he will.
I said it going into this tournament, I would have him as the MVP, and I mean, after he wins the MVP again, there's absolutely no doubt that Scrap's the MVP of the season.
Yeah.
Now it's all about whether he can cap it off with the win of the World Championship.
That's the only thing this kid's missing, man.
Literally is the only thing that he's missing. He's been the best AR in the league since he's pretty much coming, in my opinion. His POV is unlike any other player in the league. He's my favorite AR POV to watch by a mile. Plays insanely fast and has the best shot.
Listen, what I really like about this team as well is that like they all treat everyone around them like they're just normal people too. You know, like you walk past Scrap, you know, he's the guy. Scrap's the man.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he don't talk shit to anyone unless someone starts talking it to him, and like he gives it back, and like that's what I like about this team, man.
Yeah,
they're all like it.
But like he's matured a bit as an individual too, I think.
Yeah, you know, the super thing that happened. He didn't tweet about it. He didn't do anything else about it. And then after he let the gameplay do the talking, he went up to him, gave a little chirp after he played and shit. It was fire.
Absolutely. And it's the same shit what happened, you know, when Scrap was beefing online recently too. It only happens when someone chubs him first a lot of the time. But yeah, what a team.
Talk shit, but he's humble.
Hell yeah. The
Humble
Superteam
shit
through.
talker.
The humble shit talker.
Yeah, he's been exactly. And I think that the whole team structure and the culture, like, I'll say it again. Last time we were in Dallas back at Major 2, I had a conversation with their performance coach, Brian, and obviously they'd lost that tournament. And he said that after they lost that tournament, they had the most productive conversation that they've ever had behind the scenes about, like, what it's going to take for them to get the most out of their talent as a team. Because back at Major 2, they were a bit complacent. They thought they were coming in, they were going to win it. They thought there was no issues. They make Sunday, but they get bopped out by Toronto top 4. And they had a conversation about, okay, yeah, we've got all the talent, but there's a lot more to it than just that, how we execute. Especially if you want to beat FaZe consistently. You can't do it by just trying to get by on talent. Because we know that FaZe, they held a full package.
Yeah.
But Thieves, this team was formed to beat FaZe, and they've now done it. I mean, for the first big moment of the year, really, they've done it because, you know, we've not seen them play.
This team
for a
was
long
meant
time.
to win championships, and we got scared when they weren't coming close to the they got the finals in the first one, and then they got bopped out the second, and we were like, shit. If this team don't win an event this year, where do they stand? Now they're back to back.
Yep.
They're BTB right now.
Yep.
They are B2B. There was some BTA going on this weekend as well.
Absolutely.
Especially out of Hydra and some of these guys. So yeah, LA Thieves, the champions, FaZe runner-up. Miami, top 3. We've got to talk Miami.
Talk Miami.
Just as a team.
I love the team. I do. I just don't think they have what it takes to win an event, which is fine, because these two teams here are phenomenal.
Yep.
The issue is they just don't have the talent to win an event.
Yeah.
They got a talent. Listen, they're a better team than every other team in the league, bar these two.
Yep.
Like I said, winners bracket, they'll beat a team like this. They can beat a team like this. We've seen it. But can they knock this team out or win an event? Nah. They ain't got the cojones like that.
Yeah.
I think Heretics are kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say they're unlucky, but like, they just happen to be in the year. Like, they've formed their best team in a year where there's 2 teams that are basically unbeatable in a big grand final. And Heretics have done a great job. Like, they've beaten FaZe online. They've beaten Thieves here on LAN. Obviously, there was a bit of luck involved because we had the Scrappy gunship bullshit, which was... I mean, there's a few things to say on that, really. First of all, why is it even a thing
Yeah.
It's not
They
a
have
thing
to
in
have a
ranked
gut.
play, so
Yeah,
why is it
exactly.
a thing in
You
CDO
don't, you
esports?
don't have to select a third thing. Obviously, okay, Scrap messed it up, but even then, when I go into it, I should be able to cancel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's a lot of it is on the game.
He took that shit off today.
Yeah,
That
he
Desert
did,
Eagle on.
yeah. Because I had a convo with Shane about it, the coach, and he basically said, yeah, 90, he's pretty sure they would have won that.
They
if
would
it
have
didn't
won.
happen.
They would have
I
won.
think they would have done. It's very, very likely that they would have done.
That's the type of shit that would break you down. I would lose 4. Damn, bro, you costing me? You calling a chopper gunny?
This was the tournament
the
bracket,
hell?
by the way. It's back up on the stream right now. Falcons made a bit of a run. Boston went out top 12. Ravens went out top 12. But yeah, Heretics, honestly, what they've done is really commendable. I think Renkor's been sensational. He's Rookie of the Year for sure, guaranteed after this tournament, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that they've played 4 tournaments and they've made 3 championship Sundays,
yeah,
like that's consistency that we've not, really seen often from many teams at all.
yeah.
Right now in the background, they're going to put up a little bracket behind us so that they can't see the mainstream while they break some of the stuff down. So just all good at them. Oh, look at this. Look at this bad boy that we get coming in here. So yeah, Heretics deserve a lot of credit. The other team to make it to the championship Sunday, of course, was none other than OpTic Texas. And the Green Wall, they got the job done. They made it over the line. Look, I think they needed to get to championship Sunday, OpTic. Like, this was a bare minimum result for them.
Yeah.
In terms of momentum for champs, because we know how important it is getting a good result before champs, right? Like the team that wins champs has often done really, really well at the event just before champs. And that's certainly probably going to be the case this year as well. But OpTic, look, they got the job done with Mercules. Are they close to FaZe or Thieves?
No. Are they further away from the others? Yeah.
I think so. And look, they made it to champs in the end.
I think
They won 60
OpTic.
grand.
I think OpTic right now are just a mid of the pack team. They will beat your Bostons. They will beat, the rest. But are they gonna beat FaZe, Thieves? And listen, we can even talk like Ultra and stuff like that. Like, I'm scared of Ultra right now, and
This
not
is the
in a
champs
good way.
bracket.
I mean,
I'm scared for Ultra.
you gotta think. Steve's got a blessed bracket. Their bracket is super free. I'm just saying, it's just because like people just
Nah,
started
you're
getting
right.
shit on at the worst time. Surge top
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Miami, they just fucking pissed on Miami
Yeah.
on Championship Sunday. FaZe versus OpTic are gonna, whoever wins that match is gonna make it through on their side to win this bracket. Because you got Ultra.
The
I
thing
don't
is,
know.
OpTic were pretty close, right? Like OpTic, they went the distance with FaZe. They
Yep.
could have beaten FaZe game 1. They could have beaten FaZe game 2. They beat them on the control. Then they got bopped on the game 4. Pretty similar thing happened against Thieves, really, when it was pretty competitive, and then they went to the game 4 and got bopped. So I don't think OpTic are a million miles away, but I think the issue is I just don't see OpTic being able to do it in a best of 7 and a best of 9 right now. I don't think
Not
they
with
have
their
the
map
strength
pool.
there for the map
Not
pool.
with their map
I think
pool.
that's the
That
issue.
map,
Like,
their map pool, they
in a
ain't got it.
BO5, OpTic can do it, and I think this is the point that OpTic, they are playing FaZe in the first round of the World Championship based on this, because they didn't get the win they needed to overtake Ravens.
Yeah.
So they're the 7th seed. They play FaZe in the first round. It's not the end of the world. I'd prefer to play FaZe and Thieves, I think, to be honest. I'd prefer to play FaZe and Thieves as it stands. So it's not, like, I think OpTic needed this for a bit of momentum.
I think OpTic need to realize, and this is for the OpTic fans, they're not going to win an event this year.
Yeah.
But you've got a good foundation for next year. That's what, that's what I think you got to do.
Yeah, and you've got to see, because, look, they were top 8, top 8, top 8. They've come in here to the Major 4, and they've locked up a top 4. It's the first championship Sunday of the year. They lost to the 2 dominant teams in the grand finals. If the bracket was different and OpTic got a chance to play Heretics, I wonder how that would have gone. Like, there's definitely a world here where OpTic would end up 3rd of the tournament, and we're having a pretty different conversation because of that. But, the conversation's still kind of the same. But OpTic are much better with Mercules. I think Dashi had a difficult weekend.
Yeah, he
You
didn't
got any
play
thoughts
well.
He had a
on
very,
that?
he had a
Like,
very difficult
It's
weekend.
Yeah,
probably
it
his
was
worst event I've seen. Honestly, I don't
Because the
remember
other
him just
guys were all
going up.
pretty on point.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hugh.
Yeah.
He's been getting, I want to say ridiculed by a lot of people saying, oh, he's not going to be on the team by the end of the year.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But he's been you guys' best player. I'll keep it real with you. Shotzi's been playing phenomenal these past
event,
couple weeks.
This event, Shotzi was
but
frying.
Hugh is crazy.
Yeah, Huke's been out of control. I honestly think he's improved an awful lot lately.
Yeah.
I do wonder a little bit how, whether the Mercury's dynamic is affecting Dashi to any degree.
Nah, I just think. Listen, I think you gotta. Dashi's just one of those players that you can just always rely on to get some kills, and it just wasn't Dashi's event to get kills.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That'd
that's
just be a bad event.
it's just a bad event for him. I think he's also, like you said, they've had so many teammates this year on and off. Like, they're trying to figure it out.
No, for sure.
I do think OpTic can build on this just because, I don't know. I think they could have beat Miami this event, so then they would have been top 3. I think OpTic, if stuff goes their way, I don't think they'll win like we said, but I do think they can get top 3. They can make a losers finals at champs. If they build on what happened this event, they can maybe get top 3. I don't think they'll beat FaZe or Thieves like we said, but
Can we end the drop envoy comments now? Well, I mean,
They never even started.
No one was saying that realistically, apart from Ace, who wanted to drop in for Pred. So,
that's insane.
so I am going to keep
Pred
talking
and
about
Hydra
that
stuff,
whenever
yeah.
I get the chance.
It looks like they're clearing out this place.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. No, we good. We got a little bit more time to chat.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of the OpTic piece. I think they should go away relatively satisfied. Realistically, they were never going to be able to come in here and win. I know that people were talking about, maybe they could make a finals.
Yeah.
It would have been possible, but like to make a finals, you got to be FaZe or Thieves. I think you can do that in 5. I think doing it in 7 or 9 right now is a tall order. But they've got a few weeks to, to work that out, to figure that out, to try and improve. Heretics are maybe the other team that could cause some serious damage. I think few words on Toronto, because obviously they played OpTic in the first round. OpTic took them down. This was, this is the beef. If you guys didn't see it on the weekends, we had a little bit of.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just throw some of the highlights up in the background as the stream's about to close out here live in the venue. That's Kenny. Obviously, Rocker had a tough time, and those are the 2 teams OpTic beat, right? They took down Toronto. What do you think about Toronto? Because they were third. This event, they're 6th. It could have been worse for them as well.
I think that
they were
team's
pretty
short,
lucky.
bro.
Yeah, well.
I don't see them getting top 3, or they can maybe get top 4.
I think that team's short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I said, they had the ceiling with they've hit. I feel like they hit their ceiling with Ben Beans,
Yeah.
and they didn't get to see what their ceiling was with Mercury's.
Yeah,
and that's like,
yeah.
what's that saying? It's like, that's what hurts the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, Insight had a very difficult weekend in many ways, like especially the series they bombed out of the tournament in, like that was not ideal. This is some of the drama, by the way. I mean, it's gone again anyway. The entire tournament. Super was fist bumping some of those guys and was getting fist bumped back. Let's just say that for the very least. But yeah, Toronto, they ended up as the 3rd seed in the end, so they'll play Ravens in the first round of champs. So there's definitely Ravens.
Ravens definitely out.
Ravens should lose that, yeah.
Yeah, look, we've got a few weeks for some of the teams to try and improve and figure it out and find a way to potentially match Thieves. But I mean, yeah, there's no doubt there are 2 super teams in this league right now, and they were the 2 teams on the main stage today. General Mate's got a victory.
Yeah, for what?
Yeah, for what?
Maybe C9.
Yeah.
We'll take it, though. I mean,
C9, I guess it's a quick question. Like, those teams, what do they do now? The teams that bombed out and not at the World Championship, like, what do they do before EWC? Assuming they can make changes.
Nothing.
You think they just...
These teams, like, they're just going to go there to go. Like, they ain't going to win the event. We're just past it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all these teams have tried making changes, and it ain't worked. Who else is there to pick up?
Well, yeah, you're right.
You're just competing. Like, you're just trying to pick up the best team to go, but you ain't going to win the event.
maybe Lens on LAG. Lens? You don't think so?
I mean, I think they might bring him back.
I could see them bringing him
Because
back.
they might as well. Because they're going to play under Gentlemates.
Yeah, I think they should bring back Lens because that's probably just what the organization wants to do.
Yeah.
C9, I feel like they should stick. I mean, I was high on this team. I mean, they made winners bracket through online. I mean, they just played. They played FaZe first round. That's what we were talking about earlier. They make winners bracket. They play FaZe first round, get fucking smoked, and then obviously losing to LAG is kind of unacceptable. But
Yeah.
I don't know who else they can pick up, man. I really don't.
I mean, I'm sorry, but Surge losing the Falcons is unacceptable too.
Yeah, Surge losing the Falcons is unacceptable. 100%.
I mean, we already spoke about it, but it is.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
unacceptable.
I wonder what the Falcons would do because, again, like they didn't come last, but also they turned up and they still got, knocked out. Our season priest is a lot of rough
I mean,
time.
they've got a bunch of people. That like, bro, if you're Falcons, I wouldn't be worried about what you can do. It's about like what what you're gonna do, because
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want.
Falcons definitely are making a change.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, 100%. They got the money, then it makes sense to do it. What other storylines you want to talk about on the weekend that we missed?
I'll say one thing about Rocker. Rocker, you
Yeah.
got top 6. I mean, you did beat 2 shit-stained teams. You beat Boston and Falcons. They beat
Yeah.
Boston and Falcons, but
Yeah.
bro, if y'all just did this, because now obviously OpTic got better, but if y'all did this, like right now, I think Boston is super chalked. Like Rocker is better than Boston, but it's just too late. Y'all
Yeah.
just took too long to win a series for once.
It's pretty tough. I mean, like, you look at the overall, you see the bracket here. We've got Boston, we've got Ravens. Like, both of those teams, Rocker will feel like they can beat.
Right now, but throughout the season,
Yeah,
they just
exactly. They
choked
did-
so many
yeah.
goddamn times. Now you don't get to play at the tournament,
They
which
did a
is
better
just-
job when it mattered.
which is just
I
really
don't.
tough.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
Rocker,
done with them.
We've had enough
yeah,
of
I'm
them.
they're
done with them.
Yeah, they're done.
I think just quickly on Kenny, like, he played pretty well. I don't think he hurt his stock coming back.
I thought he was going to, but from what I've heard talking to other players, they love him. Kenny's a fucking hot commodity. So
Yeah.
he'll be fine.
He always will be.
He'll be fine. Kenny will be fine. I do like Estriel throughout the season. Besides the last split, I feel like Estriel kind of played like shit, respectfully. I
Yeah.
do think he's a good player and that they should keep him on the team, but the last split was just bad. I mean,
No, you're right. And Nero
Really
was on
bad.
fire this event as well.
yeah, Nero.
Which makes their decision kind of more challenging now.
Yep,
Because, like, obviously, you're not going to get rid of Kenny. Kenny
Right.
may leave,
yep.
but, like, you're not going to get rid of him. I know
Yep.
some people I heard today were saying maybe Kenny, like, on the surge would be good at some point. I'm not really sure how you work that, though.
I don't think
'Cause
any
you don't
team.
wanna
I
get
don't
rid
think.
of
I don't
the
think
boots
any
or
players
nasty.
go to any other teams.
No, not now. I mean, like,
Only-
it's hypothetical.
Only reason why I say Kenny on Surge is completely chalked is because he's one Rocker have a bag. They just got the investment. They have a Supreme bag, and why would he leave Texas? He doesn't. He has a family. His family's
That's a
here.
good
His
point.
wife, his fiance has a whole business
Yeah.
here. I'm not going to Vancouver when I can just get cash and play and build a team on Rocker.
No, you're right.
So
there,
that's
to
the
be
reason
fair.
why I think that
That's
would
actually
be.
a good point about Rocket. Because also Rocket, they've failed for so many years in a row now. They've not made champs again.
Yep.
Like, you got to think that next year they're going to.
They just got the investment. It's time to
Yeah.
start throwing
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Maybe they can compete with the little Falcons out there.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. Ultra sucks. Waste of an organization. Yeah, look, there's a few ways to look at this one. But yeah, look, it's been a pleasure to be here in Dallas. Appreciate you guys all joining us throughout the entirety of the weekend. You got anything else to talk about, Trey?
No, I mean, if you want me to sign us out, I can.
I think we're good, bro. We talked about mostly everything.
I think we're good. I mean, look, if you guys want more Dope Check content of the week, hopefully you guys enjoyed the little brief show we're doing here because they're kicking us out of venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben J's already ripped the setup down. I see Riley over there ripping the OpTic stuff down. Obviously, they're taking everything down behind us, which is why they've put these curtains up because we can't show some of the stuff live on the broadcast. But look, it's been sick to be here. It's a crazy venue. It's a shame I didn't really get too much chance to go and check out some of the Halo stuff. Obviously, like
It's
Formula
just
1 as
such a
well.
long.
Yeah, that is the main thing, I think. Like, when I was in Birmingham for Insomnia 62, the venue was square. So, like you walk out here and then you turn right and the next room is then the next thing. Whereas this venue is a straight line, basically. So, in order to get from here to the Counter-Strike, it's easily a 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, which is not a massive deal. If you're like an attendee, it's great. But like, you know, for us, Trey and Don, like,
Yeah.
you know, people want pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
people
can't
trying to-
walk around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
people be
Trey
accosting
want to go
Trey.
get a drink. Trey got to be in the fucking.
Yeah.
Trey got to be.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Bless. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. But Halo was just down the hallway. That was great. I mean, obviously, Formula and OpTic, they made the losers run to win that. So that was another big storyline of the weekend. OpTic did pretty well in this building as well. But yeah, I'm hoping we get more tournaments like this because it's just such great energy. it's great for the fans in attendance because there's so much more that they can do. They want to bop out and watch some other series. The OpTic fans were streaming out of this venue to go watch the grand finals of the Halo, which is totally fair enough. And then they came back for the finals. So, and it also means more people get to discover it, right? Like you get people watching the Brawl Stars, going to the Lambo booth, and they're like, damn, what's going on in there? Let me just wander in and check out the COD. We had challenges right here. Actually, quick word on obviously your team. We had Vivid on the show real quick.
Yeah, Vivid on the show. The Omit won. I was coaching for about a week, so I'm not shocked they won because, you know, that's what I do.
That's what he does.
You know? But weekend's been great. You guys have been great. The watch party's been great. And, you know.
Yeah, if you want more Dope Check content, just go check out all the pre-shows and the watch parties because we have plenty. All the storylines this weekend we covered in so much depth.
Yeah, and we need to make like either put it in the Dope Check, like a highlight montage of the watch party. Because I feel like we had a lot of good conversations. Obviously, this Dope Check is a little bit rushed, but we had a lot of people stop by. Krim was spitting knowledge. Slasher was spitting a lot of knowledge. We were all spitting knowledge here and there, so we could have like a little montage, you know?
Oh, yeah. We definitely clipped up quite a lot. The boys were doing a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, having Krim on was a pleasure. Having Slash on was a pleasure. Having Don on for the whole weekend was a pleasure. We had some great guests on.
Swooty.
Yeah, it's really right at the start. We were up on the desk. Me and Trei made our appearance on the main broadcast. We did such a good job that they got everyone up there.
Facts. But listen.
Absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen.
We appreciate everyone being here. We really do. Thank you, everyone that tuned into the watch party. We're gonna take down this setup right now. And like you guys said, if you guys really want to watch Dope Check, we've got so many episodes. If you guys want to catch up on the rest of the season, we can. There is no more online COD whatsoever. But there will be Dope Checks carrying on because there's going to be roster changes, there's going to be drama, there's going to be things to talk about. So make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube to keep up to date with all the Dope Checks that come out. And listen, we appreciate everyone coming out, stopping by, man. Episode 62 has been an absolute pleasure. We done it live. We done what we could. It's been a fantastic end to the online season. Champs coming up next on EWC. I appreciate every single one of you for being around there. From myself, Tactical Rab, Donnie Temp. We love you all, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of Dope Check.
Take care, gentlemen.
Later.